you can see me and all the kind of technical stuff, because that's the first time I ever sort of do a challenge on my Facebook profile, personal. So I want to make sure that everything works. Let me just, oh, there we go. I can see it here. Good morning, Shelly. There we go. I can see you. I can see your comments. Awesome. Awesome. All right, day one. So just for those of you who might be watching this challenge the first time or haven't heard me speak about it, let me explain what are we going to do for the next 20 days. So Monday to Friday throughout the February, I will be going live here on my personal profile at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to help you create one good habit habit for good. And you get to pick the habit you want. So Shelly, I don't remember what you were doing, but if you can remind me and put it in the comments. So you can put in the comments what type of habit you want to create, but from those of you who kind of were in it and heard about it and was starting, I know that somebody wants to do more workouts, somebody wants to read a little bit more, drink more water, whatever that is. You want to get up earlier. You want to just create some space for reflection. Whatever that is, you can start it, really set it with this challenge, and keep it. And so today, I want to tell you what the challenge is all about, even more in detail. I would love for you, as you're watching this video, to share what kind of habit you want to do and how you're going to start. So, what is your plan of starting it, which days, if it's something every day, what time, and so on. And then every day going forward, I will talk about one aspect of creating high performance habits for good. And then throughout the videos as well, throughout my lives, I will coach you, I'll answer any questions you have, as you go and implement. Your brain will sometimes not want to do what you want it to do, or will tell you, oh, maybe we shouldn't be doing it, or maybe that's not a good idea, or whatever. Those, lives here are also, I created them also to help you through that, right? And coach you through that. So by the end of February, Okay, so why creating habits is good for you and what can it bring? And, I'm a great example of stacking good habits on top in my routines and really benefiting from it over the past 4 years. I'm not going to share my story here today, but in my Diamond Effect podcast, the latest podcast, The Power of Good Habits, I share a little bit more of my story and what good habits, what kind of benefits I was able to create. But when you create good habits and starting with one and keep it, it will improve the way you feel every day. Right? So let's just say you want to start drinking more water, or you want to, or even something in your business, right? You want to follow up with one person at a time, one person a day, or with just meet one person a day. With time, you'll gain the momentum and you will see benefits and you will feel better because of it, right? Because when we do what we say we will do, or when we really build our self-trust, we create a self-concept of a person who decides on one thing and just does it, right? When we don't do it, when we don't follow through with our decisions, so we sort of decide we'll do something and we start, but we never finish, subconsciously, we deplete our self-trust. It's kind of like putting the chips of trust in the bank. And it's easier to see with friends, right? If you have friends that keep their promises to you, whatever they promise, they always keep it. You trust them like you don't even think about it. As opposed to when you have friends who promise you things, but they always, or they never follow through. So they promise you and then somehow back out and so on, right? Those friends you want trust. as much or at all. And it happens the same with you, with your self-trust, right? So if you become a person who actually does what you say you will do, you build the self-trust and you build your self-confidence, you become more of a person, not that, just would like to do things or thinks it should. You just become a person who does stuff, okay? So it's about this challenge. It's not just about creating one habit, but about your self-growth and self-development, raising your self-concept and coming from, I should do it, it would be great if I did it too, deciding whatever you want to do and just doing it, okay? Building that self-trust. Now, it's much easier to do when you start small, right? It's much easier to keep something and not quit when it's not overwhelming, when we don't put too much on ourselves at the first time, right off the bat, because our brains, the way our brains are designed is really to conserve energy, keep us alive using the least amount of energy possible. So every new thing that we learn, every new thing we try to do requires much more energy than usual from our brain. So if we try to overcloud it, try to do too much at once, learn too much at once, our brain cannot sustain that amount of energy and effort long term. And that's why, we can will ourselves into doing it for a little bit, but then we stop, right? Then we give up because the brain's like, no, I can't do it. I'm losing too much energy. That's not going to work, right? Now, when we started well and we do it well and we stick with it, then the habit becomes a practice. And when it becomes a practice, it becomes automatic. When it becomes automatic, it's almost like subconscious. It just becomes who we are. Like think about you brushing teeth. You don't think about it. It doesn't cost you almost any energy because it's just so automatic. And that's what we're going to do here for the next 25 days. So Shelly, oh, thank you. You look beautiful. Reading for 15 to 30 minutes each day. All right. Colleen, welcome everybody. So I would love for you to share what you're going to do. So what is the habit that you would love to, hi Cindy, welcome, that you would love to start? Let me know. So the first thing I want to say, and we'll talk about it more like tomorrow and so on, but once you decide on a habit, just think about what is the simplest way for me to start and when is the easiest time for me to do it. So I'm still struggling to see the comments. There we go. I kind of see them, but not fully. Okay, Cindy wants to read 10 pages daily minimum as well. Shelly wants to read. Colleen, starting a daily journal, meditation session to reflect, brain dump my thoughts. Perfect. Perfect. So now think about it. When are you going to do it, right? So all three of you are trying to do a daily thing, which is awesome, right? Not too long, which is great as well. When would you like to do it? The easiest time that works with your current schedule, right? Is it at evening? Is it first thing in the morning? Is it, around lunchtime? Think about that and then try it. Right? So morning. So if the morning has already passed and you wanted to do it in the morning, then maybe you just do whenever today and then start tomorrow morning. If whatever time hasn't passed yet, you can just implement it today. Okay, when your hubby leaves for work, 1 p.m. daily. Perfect. Perfect. You just want it to be a no-brainer, almost like, yeah, no problem, I can do it then, right? You want to create the least resistance for your brain, because when you pick a time when you think that would work and it doesn't really, your brain will automatically say, well, but there's this and this and that, and you can't do it because of this and that. When you pick the easiest way, the brain won't resist as much. Okay, lunchtime for Shelly. Awesome. Awesome. Very good. Like, for example, for me, I journal, but my gratitude journal and my kind of like mindset maintenance, I do a little bit in the morning. And then I do some in the evening. And in the evening, that it takes me 10 minutes, but this is kind of my wind down, routine where I get into bed, I'm not on the screen anymore. I'm just journaling, and then either I'm ready to go straight to sleep or sometimes I read. Pages minimum when I wake up. Awesome. So Cindy, when you wake up, I will read 10 pages. Okay. Awesome. And as we will go through this every day, we will adjust it and we will get it to the point where it really works for you, right? This is just to start. We have an idea, we implement it, and then we figure out what works and what's not. All right. Okay. So yes, so for today, it was really to tell you a recap that this challenge, yes, it's about helping you create one habit for good, but also teaching you how to do it, the whole blueprint, the reasons, the mindset, the strategy behind it. So after that, you can expand on it or add another habit. So then you see that, the more you do it, the more compounded benefits you will see. It's also about helping you build up the self-trust and build that self-concept of a person who just decides on things and does them and keeps them, right? Build that self-trust. And of course, to coach you and help you through any challenges. All right. So tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. here on my profile, we'll talk about main second aspect of building good habits, and then you can bring any questions or challenges that came up today from starting it, and we'll solve them up, make it easy so you can continue. All right. Thank you, everybody, and see you tomorrow. Bye.